Hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. We're here for some racing on the Mon Ultimate. This time, we are at Le Mans. So we are running the Mulsanne layout in the GT3 series. 2 times fuel usage, 65-minute race coming up. Welcome. This is going to be an interesting one when it comes to fuel. I want to put on some new tyres, and I want to get out to do a bit more practice. We've only got 5 minutes of practice left. Ooh, careful with the throttle. But yeah, we'll get a lap in. But yes, welcome back. Back on the Mon Ultimate for second race that we're doing in this series, but it is the final round of the series. In the Mercedes Mulsanne, the Mon Mulsanne, a track where how fast you can go around here is primarily dictated by how fast your car is down the Mulsanne straight. In the Mercedes, we're not one of the strongest cars, it must be said. We do not get into the 290s, which quite a few other people are, or quite a few other cars are. Or a few other cars at least. But we are on the high 280 end. But yeah, this race is going to be a lot about fuel saving. In the bottom right, you can see we can do just under 5 laps on energy. But if we want to make a 2-stop race work, we need to do 6 laps. So we're going to need to fuel save a bit. And that's why I want to practice a little bit on this lap. Obviously, cool tires aren't going to make this super representative. But there's nothing else that we can really do. So yeah. This Mulsanne. This Mulsanne is one of the worst tracks in the game, I will say. It is just so boring. Down this Mulsanne straight. But we are going to need to lift nice and early. For each of the braking zones to save energy. The fuel at the moment does look like it's really off, but as we get into the stint properly, it does settle down. Oh, rear end sliding around an awful lot into Indianapolis. We are on minimum wing using the default CDA setup, as I normally do. Yeah, qualifying is going to be a bit interesting as I haven't practiced flat out pushing yet. Careful of the grass. Yeah, you can see tire wear very low around here. So we will not be changing tires at all during this race, I don't suspect. Just trying to not use the throttle through these sections if we don't need to. Does give up a little bit of pace, but it's worth it. is what we need to do to save fuel. Rear end for the car, a little bit slidey. And there's no need to practice Mulsanne straight once again. It is just flat out. So we'll head back to the pits, start getting ready for qualifying. It's a 50-minute qualifying session. I think we're going to do a 3-lap stint and then a 2-lap stint at the end. Unless we have time for another 3-lap stint. Let us head on out for start of qualifying. The only flat-out laps we'll be doing this evening. Hopefully, that is if things go to plan. You can see traction control is set quite low with how much wheel spin we got there. So we head on out. Try and get these tires up to temperature. A lot of opportunity to do so with the Mulsanne straight being having no chicanes on it. So away we go. Down the Mulsanne straight. A lot of other people filling the car up a lot more. Looks like they're just gonna lap for the entire session. Actually, no, I'm not going to have time for an extra 2-lap stint towards the end. It's only going to be time for 4 laps total. I maybe should have put 4 laps of fuel in. Oh well. You can see the rear of the car moving around a little bit as we get into Mulsanne corner. Indianapolis is one of the corners we have to be careful at. The car can get quite unsettled there. So into the final chicane now. As we then set off to start first flying lap of the evening. Not gonna push too much here, want to get a valid lap in here. And I haven't done any qualifying practice. That didn't feel too bad through Dunlop chicane. Evening, Geeky. Good to see you. Take a little safety lift there. I need to be... Yeah, that's not a good run through Mulsanne corner. Had to take a lift to make sure the lap stayed valid. And now all we can do is keep our feet flat to the floor. Keep the wheel as straight as possible over the bumps. Easier said than done. Especially since you don't want to grip the wheel too hard. Just make yourself uncomfortable. So top speed of 287 kilometers per hour. We might see 288 on a slight downhill. .286 from the slight uphill, slight corner through the kink. Where do we brake here in Mulsanne corner? Ooh. Just hit the brakes and the rear end moved around so much. Could bring the brake bias forward a little bit. YouTube is having issues. Yeah, I know. I was trying to watch stuff earlier on and it's just not able to watch it. Like, but I won't watch YouTube. No, go watch a Twitch stream instead. Okay, that didn't feel too bad through there. Of course, we have left quite a bit of time on the table. At Mulsanne corner. Now, how good can we be through the Porsche curves? Had to lift there, otherwise go understeer into the wall. I didn't quite hook the inside of the curb there. I found chicane. Another one where the car can get unsettled from heavy braking. That wasn't the greatest line through that chicane. Not the best exit. 346.7, but we know there's a lot of time in that. Again, rear end moving round in the first braking zone. Loses us a little bit of time. Better run through the S's there. Better run through Tetra Rouge onto Mulsanne straight, didn't have to lift. So that's gained us over 2 tenths. definitely had another 10th or two there on the table. After first laps, we're currently sitting P6. Not too bad. I wonder if our highest Mercedes. That would be nice. Quarter of a second up. And we know there's plenty of time at Mulsanne corner. This car's still moving around quite a lot. But we do get to the apex, do get a good exit. And we're now over a second up, gain 3/4 of a second there in Mulsanne corner. Still a little bit of time around the rest of the lap, maybe another half a second, which will sort of challenge the top 3. Being a little braver in Indianapolis. Not necessarily being wise, getting a per exit. Bad run through our Narsh, but actually got an alright exit. But we did lose sort of a 10th overall there. A little bit disappointing. Now the Porsche curves. Not the right line there. Look at the understeer that gave us. Oh, and just a snap. The understeer in that final part. Just gone to the wrong line and then could not get the car to do what I wanted it to. Better run through the chicane, find a little bit of time, but fortunately we give up too much time. 7/10 gained. Yeah, well, maybe left a second through that final sector. And yeah, we're just short. Yeah, should have put another lap of... Should have put another lap of fuel in? I don't know. Yeah, I'm being punished for that mistake. Oh, I could have been up P4, maybe P3 at best, I would say. Still some people to set a lap time. Yeah, just have a little moment here. We'll put car back on full race fuel. Yeah, main thing is going to be not to make... Try and hold on to a decent position in the race. Try not to fall down the order from trying to fuel save. That's going to be the key thing. There's a lot of fuel saving required to make the strategy work. Can't use more than 16.6% a lap. That is what we're targeting. Bump down to P10 now. So we just wait to see now if we will fall any further down the order. Now, while tire wear isn't that big round here, there is still a little bit of tire wear, so tires will be dropping off a little bit, especially through the Porsche curves. That's what where drivers will be struggling to match their times a little bit. But yeah, it really depends how tidy their laps were. Maybe go on board. Let's go on board with the other Mercedes. They're coming into Porsche curves. I don't know if the delta's accurate. Well, that'd be quite nice if it is. Just carried too much speed into the right-hander here. Puts him well offline for the left-hander. Porsche coming into the Porsche curves. Oh, half a second up. Seven tenths up, so yeah, it does look like there is some people are finding time. Oh, loses the rear end though. Goes for a spin. McLaren coming out isn't quite going to improve. Lamborghini, I think, improved slightly. They're all done. Let's see what they've just finished. Aston now. That's BMW 13th. Oh, they just bump up by a 10th. Aston 9/10 quicker. Won't be enough challenge us. We'll jump from 16th to 16th. And now Lamborghini currently bumped to second by the Mustang. Couple of tenths off though on their Delta. Trying to carry speed. Might have invalidated the lap there. Might have just got away with it. Still a 10.5 down on the Mustang as just coming into the pits. Think did invalidate it or didn't think they'd be able to find the time in those sectors. So yeah, we get bumped to P12 in the end. Which is annoying because, yeah, that could have been P4 if I got the Porsche curves right. 12th instead of P4. Quite the difference there. Big difference.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
So full fuel and energy, I think 90 litres is about right. New tyres, which will probably take to the end of the race, barring any issues. And yeah, let's go for it. P12 going to be a bit difficult from here, but this race is going to be a strategy race. You need to save quite a bit of fuel to make a 2-stop work. Otherwise, you're doing a 3-stop, and you're taking on 2 or 3 laps of fuel. 3 laps of fuel, I think, in your third pit stop. But alternatively, but at the same time, all of your first 2 pit stops can be a bit shorter than a full pit stop. You'll only fill up to like 95% or something like that. Not completely full. Temperatures are dropping a bit, so that'll help with grip and help the tires. Not necessarily on the opening lap of the race, but throughout the race a little bit longer, it will help. It's a little bit annoying how inefficient this formation lap is being. Trying to save as much energy as possible. We'll probably end up using an extra % here for the start procedure. That's 1 more % we have to save to make our strategy work. Game's currently predicting a 16 lap race. I think it'll be at least 17, if not 18 laps. If it's 17 laps, that gives us sort of the leeway to do one stint that's a lap shorter. Whether we get that or not, though, is a question. Back on the 6th row of the grid, outside for the Dunlop chicane.
Green flag, green flag.
We're away here for the start. Good launch by the BMW in front. It's going to be 4 wide into the first corner. Just tried to lift as much of it as I could there to save energy. Porsche didn't leave us a lot of room there. Not getting the best run onto the straight, lifting, coasting in, but it's been bad run onto Mulsanne for one of the Lamborghinis there. That's person starting second. But we're in slipstream range of the Porsche in front. Up to P8, 4 places gained. And the slipstream, we'll get a bit of an idea of our top speed here. As the pack sort of weaving a little bit just to keep in the slipstream. We've dropped the McLaren behind, interestingly. The McLaren was meant to be one of the strong cars in a straight line. I don't necessarily want to pass, I just want the toe. And if I can, just save a little bit of energy. This is bringing the McLaren back. Look at the difference, over 1%. A couple of cars have been shot off into Mulsanne corner. Just people not being careful with the braking zone. You know, slipstream really packs everyone up. Go make the move on the Porsche this time to get in front. BMW in front having issues. Got a bit of lifting coast in there. Bad run through the final part of the Porsche curves here. Or could have been better, wasn't necessarily too bad. So P7 as we're coming up to the chicanes for the first time. I think we're... Ooh. Oh, that, yeah, we were good that lap on energy usage. Bit of a gap to the Porsche behind. Need to make sure we're within slipstream range. Which we definitely are. No track limits as well, which is good. I'm just gonna go for the move on the McLaren. Unfortunately, we can't slingshot our way. We're going to have to tuck back into slipstream. Should have just saved. We are catching up to the group in front. And I think the McLaren is maybe just close enough for a little bit of slipstream. We've opened the gap even further to the cars behind. Look how much lift and coast we got in there. Dropped over the slipstream a little bit here. That's not too important. We just don't want the Porsche behind us to get back into slipstream. Using track limits as much as we can. That lap even safer. So yeah, we've made up the deficit from the start procedure. Closing in on the McLaren through the chicane. McLaren out wide there, got a little twitch from the throttle. That's just awkward, being side by side through there. But with how slow the McLaren was, just what did I do? Either, you know, we were going to lose that time, I think, regardless. Waiting for the McLaren or going side by side through the corner. Tuck into the slipstream. Just save a little bit of energy. That McLaren actually has a low straight line speed. I mean, like, we're not like even gaining anything anymore. Still in the slipstream range here. Of course, McLaren hasn't been able to leapfrog us. So slipstream should theoretically be a little more powerful than it was on Mulsanne, on the Mulsanne straight. Look how much more energy we have compared to the people around us. McLaren a little bit wide there, compromises their exit. Lamborghini off. Fortunately, McLaren was slow through there. That's backing us up into the Porsche, but the Lambo coming back on has actually held the Porsche up a little bit. I'll take that little track warning. McLaren's catching up to the Lexus again. And the Porsche's caught up to us for sure. All of us pushing as hard as we can. McLaren lifted to not get a track warning, which is quite annoying. I'd rather have kept its foot in and taken it, because now it's lost slipstream on the Lexus. The Porsche just within slipstream range. No, it's fallen out actually. Oh no, McLaren has got the Lexus. Yeah, I'm gonna follow the McLaren, thank you very much. Free overtake. And we're still in slipstream range. Now to go down. to Indianapolis. And with the slipstream, we're pulling clear of the Lexus. Lexus still, they're getting a little bit of slipstream, so we won't drop them. A little too much curb there at Arnage. And that brings us up to P5. Too much throttle through there, put me on the wrong line. And also, of course, used fuel and energy. Better exit than the McLaren. It got slightly too early on throttle and themselves slightly wide. McLaren was a bit safe through Tetra Rouge there, which is a little bit annoying. This Lexus is just on the edge of slipstream. I think we've just broken it. It's about half a second for the slipstream. Yeah, you can see Lexus dropping back now. Well, the strategy is a little bit OP. Lexus closes in, but it's not quite close enough for slipstream. Lexus has broken slipstream to the Porsche, and McLaren behind is actually coming into the slipstream. Everyone else is going to be pitting at the end of this lap. We're going to carry on. Everyone else can still make the end of the race if it's a 17-lap race, but they would have to feel safe from now on to the end. Definitely give up a little bit of time there, you know, not putting the throttle down and then braking. But I don't mind. Look at that, everyone else continues on. I don't think we need to feel safe that much on this lap. Too quick into there. I'll take it. And I'm not going to completely floor it, but I'm not going to save as much as I was behind the McLaren. So look at that, leading by 55 seconds on pace alone. Absolute domination. Interesting to see the other Mercedes 33 has gone for an alternate strategy. They've made a pit stop a couple of laps ago. They now take second. Still doing a bit of lifting, coasting there, but not as much as we've been doing on the previous laps. We have to make sure we get to the pits this lap, remember? And if we save 1% of energy, 1 or 2%, that's a little bit of time off the pit stop. Oh, the rear end slid out a bit there. Yeah, tires are definitely good. And now into the pits we come. I haven't actually practiced a pit entry. Could have been a little bit more aggressive. There we go, coming in with 2% to spare. That's nice. We will have a longer pit stop just because, you know, everyone else had like 8% to spare, and we only have, what, 2? You know, so they might have seen a 36-second pit stop instead of 39 seconds. Oh boy, here we go. It'll be interesting to see where we come out here. It might not quite be behind the McLaren. You know, but if we're doing one last pit stop, then, you know, like, I mean, well, we have like quite the advantage, like a 50-second advantage. Car's not even down to 90%. Yeah, we can take him to the end of the race at this rate. Here come the first cars. Oh, it's going to be close with the McLaren. Yeah, it's actually closer with the Porsche. I kind of got a full push here to get in Porsche slipstream. Okay, at least the Aston behind isn't in our slipstream. But yeah, now we're going to lose time since we don't have slipstream to help save us fuel. But that was like a golden first stint. And we know, like, it's this lap, this stint is going to be, we only need to save 3% less energy, because we don't have the start procedure, and we had 2.5% to spare, so maybe 3.5%. The Aston has more straight line speed than us, they're closing. Yeah, they're in slipstream now. I hope they don't make a move here into Mulsanne corner. Be patient, because I'm going to feel safe. But if you want to get past, first thing you need to do is not run into the gravel. Although the Aston's pitted even earlier, so they're on an even different strategy. Yeah, Aston's not going to get us here. Green flag flashing, so something's happened. Oh, the Lexus behind. Dropping back. They've crashed. Oh, the Aston's had an issue. I wonder if they got caught out by me fuel saving. Did something unusual because of it, and then that caused them to lose control of their car. And Porsche is showing some more pace now. It's catching up to McLaren. If the Porsche and McLaren fight, slow each other up, that could bring us back into that fight. And then that gives us an opportunity to save with the slipstream again. A little bit wide there. Might not have time to look at replay, Geeky. Depends what we're looking like for a daily race. I want to try and do one this week. And since we're in the silver safety ranking now, we have more options. Yeah, so we need the Porsche and McLaren to fight. If they work together, they're going to pull clear of us. If they fight, that could bring us closer again. Oh, the race has come down to a 16-lap race now. When it was, what, 17 and a half? Oh, that's like a 2-minute change. Maybe because the other Mercedes, pitted. Maybe that's provoked the change. Look at that, the McLaren has built a second. Over a second. Tell you what I should have done, should have put a bit of brake blanking on just to try and get a little bit more straight line speed. Since I'm lifting and coasting, I'm not using the brakes as much, so I could get away with brake blanking. But the Mercedes just lost the lead, they're into the pits now. Yeah, it's back up to 17 laps. So yeah, looking like it will be a 17-lap race. The car was a little odd through the chicane that time. Just ran a little bit wide. 0.25. Yeah, I'll take that. Definitely worth it rather than losing like a second. Remember that time it's race at Spa where we lost, give up 1 second of time and still got a track cut. Yeah, maybe the Porsche is fuel saving. The Porsche is the car most likely to be fuel saving. The thing is, even if other people do start fuel saving, we will need one less lap of fuel at the end of the race in our second pit stop. You know, that is going to make, you know, everyone else will need to do 6 laps and will need 100% if they're going for a 2-stop strategy from here. I won't. I'll only need 5 laps. So I can fuel up like 12% less. Or 14% less. And that's going to be like 5 seconds. Yeah, I don't think that. I think the 17.5 is accurate. Because that shift between 17.5 and 16.8, that's like nearly 3 minutes of a difference. I'm not sure if I quite have the pace to win this race, even with this strategy, but I'm feeling good about getting a good result here. Porsche's gone off. Safe rejoin, please. A little sketchy. Wasn't too sure if they were going to leave us the space or shut the door, because they definitely shouldn't have been shutting the door there. Well, that curb cost me a few tenths. I mean, now we've got the Porsche. Could use the Porsche to fuel save. I'm not sure if it will be as effective as the McLaren, but hey, every little helps. Oh, don't tell me the Porsche is doing what I did with the McLaren. They so are. Oh, they're going for a little bump draft. We have done races where we did a lot of bump drafting on this circuit, but those were races with damage turned off. Damage is on. I think they lifted a little too much there. Now, the thing is, I'm fuel saving, so the Porsche isn't going to go any quicker while saving fuel if they're doing this with me compared to the McLaren. This is going to bring the other McLaren behind into this. I think the Porsche is tight. I'm also a bit tight myself. I'm not going to have any percent to spur this time. You know, when everyone else pits this time, we definitely won't just be able to go as aggressive as we did last time. We'll have to be fairly strict. No, Porsche isn't safe. Porsche will have to pit. So yeah, I'll ask of you, Porsches, don't hold me up. wide there. Game lets us away with it. And here, everyone else will come into the pits. Oh, the Porsche is going to try and follow us. Oh, the Porsche is on 16%. Porsche down 15%. The Porsche needs me. Better exit onto Mulsanne this time. For the 6-second gap this time. Remember, both strategies have one pit stop to go at this point. That's a little too tight. But our pit stop is going to be longer. But I don't think it's going to be 45 seconds longer. Oh, I know it's not going to be 45 seconds longer. It only would be if we change tyres and put full fuel in. But I think we're only going to put about 32 seconds of fuel in. And they'll still need to put like 10 seconds of fuel in. Porsche is having to save a lot. Look at them drop back now. Or I think the Porsche made a mistake even. Yeah, the Porsche's bent it. I didn't see what the Porsche did, but they've absolutely bent it. At the end of this lap. We have a little bit of energy to spare. That might be a cut. Again, let's us away with it. We're going to take 15% out. I could take 16% out. But I don't feel like I need to take that risk. There is only race and safety car maps. So until a safety car is implemented or community runs something of a safety car, it's kind of useless. We don't want a safety car. Everyone else wants a safety car. We don't. We have this race in the bag, I'm pretty sure. A safety car would really help everyone else. Like, a safety car at this point in time would kill my race. Well, it wouldn't kill it, but it would... Where everyone else's chances of victory are looking very bleak, it would give them a reasonable chance of winning. And we're still like 2 laps away from this being an 18-lap race. So we're not worried about this going 1 lap longer. Push the pit entry a little bit more. This race is going to plan. Braked a little bit early. So 33-second pit stop for us. Let's assume 12 seconds for them, maybe? They'll gain 20 seconds on us, but we'll still have a 20-second gap. And we only lost like 10 seconds in the previous pit sequence. So, yeah. I'm going to push flat out here just in case I can get the McLaren's toe. Nah, not going to. Le Mans is a fairly long pit lane, since you have It's long enough to fit 50 pit boxes. Or sorry, 62 pit boxes. It's a long pit lane. Costs you quite a bit of time. Yeah. Spa endurance is longer, but regular spa isn't. Other Mercedes is into the pits. After erosion. Yeah, the endurance one is the one where you exit after erosion radion. Or rejoin the track after erosion radion. That's a big scare. Oh. Yeah, that lost me a good second. Blimey. Oh. Oh, that was a scare. Yeah, the car's been a little unstable through there the whole time, and yeah, that time it just started to slide a little too much. No, not your fault at all. Like, that corner's always been sketchy. It's not been easy flat for the entire race, and now it's going to be the most difficult than ever. You know, the tires have worn a bit more. We're back up to a reasonable fuel load again. You know, so that corner, you know, every time you pit and don't change tires, those corners that aren't quite flat out are just going to become that little bit more difficult. And yeah, that was a good example of that right there. Yeah, that cost us about 2 seconds. Let's say, yeah, let's round up to 2. Maybe not quite 2 seconds, but we'll round up. Now, Let's do a bit of maths. We were like 10 seconds behind, I think it was, the leader when we came in for the first pit stops. After they pitted, we were 55 seconds in front. So we gained 65 seconds. So to do a pit stop, and that we've been taking on about 35 seconds of fuel. They lost 65 seconds. Now we think they're going to need about 20 seconds less of fuel. So we're only going to gain 45 seconds. But that's absolutely fine. We're only 22 seconds behind. We'd still have a 23-second lead. Mustang drivers undercutting. They're going a lap earlier than they need to. Now that Mustang is going to try and hunt us down. And they got themselves a stop-go penalty! Well, at least they didn't throw away a win. They only threw away a second place. Three laps to go. Only we have the fuel to go to the end of the race. Everyone else will see pit lane once more. That is in front of us. Also, can we just point out how much the Ford put in way too much fuel? Like, okay, they might want to put in 10% more than I have. They've put in 25% more, or 24. They give up like 8 seconds for no reason. That's, you know, not only were they on the wrong strategy, but they might have thrown away the win with that excess refueling anyway. You know, getting your fuel calculations right is so important, especially with 2 times fuel usage. Because every second of fuel you add in the pit lane will only take you half as far as normal, half the distance. The climb behind is catching, but they're gonna pit this lap, so do not care. Race is going a lap longer than expected. No, it isn't. I expected it to be 17 laps. And yes, everyone pits as expected. So it's about 1.3 seconds based on that lap that we lost with the mistake a couple of laps ago now. We cycle into the lead. .30 seconds in the lead. Oh, I wonder if that BMW in third put on new tires, because they took on less fuel than the BMW 9 second. They were like, I don't know how much in front. They had a gap. They put in less fuel, but they come out behind. That's got to be new tires. I mean, new tires isn't going to be enough to gain 36 seconds in 2 laps, especially when they come out cooled. But yeah. So it'll be interesting to see which BMW comes out on top. See the rear end sliding around. I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest with you. So yeah, as long as we have 16% as we cross the start-finish line, we're golden. So with 2 minutes left in the race, this will be the final lap of the race. It's fixed now, fuel not required. Because, oh yeah, it's a final lap. Fuel usage is marginal, we do have to save a little bit. We've got 18.5%. We don't have to save that much this lap. But why break tradition? Why change things up? Change will only introduce mistakes. Little look at the tires, 75% on the front left. Honestly, could probably go another stint on them. But as the sun is setting, what time is it? It's after 10 o'clock in the server. The fight for second place, there is just over a second between the two BMWs as they'll be coming out onto the Mulsanne straight. I really wonder what happened to that second BMW. If they do have new tyres, they will be able to attack on this final lap. If they don't, then I don't know how they messed that one up. Maybe they repaired damage? That would have been silly. Damage is rarely worth repairing. Thank you, Arbel. Big Scotty moment. Yeah. I mean, I'm not the first to do it. There was someone else in this series who isn't here for this round, but has been doing it in the earlier rounds. Like at Coda for the first round, everyone ran a two-stop except that person. They were in a Porsche, Kiseki call them. They ran a one-stop. They were like 2 or 3 seconds a lap slower. They had to save so much. But yeah, it was just enough for them to win the race. Welcome, Nar. Welcome, Fionn. Yeah, like, Coda, I didn't think a one-stop was going to be possible. Like, I didn't think anything of it, and then, oh, suddenly they did it. I was like, wow, didn't see that one coming. This, as, like, okay, hindsight certainly helps, seeing what has been possible this season, but it's like, I feel like a two-stop is going to be relatively possible. Like, I don't think a three-stop is going to be that necessary. Or that much fuel saving is going to be required, and yep. You know, I've been saving, in these stints, I've been saving more than I've needed to. So as we come into the final chicanes once more, the gap is really closed up for second place. But it's gonna be the win. And let's do some donuts. Dave, will Dave hold on to the podium? Looks like he will. Just about in the end, the gap, 1.7 seconds. Thanks for the tow. But they binned it. Yeah, they binned it. So what we'd... Oh no, that BMW crashed on the first lap. 3 didn't turn up, and well, 5 have retired. As we see, like our best lap was within 2 seconds of the quickest time. Okay, I think we did have a slipstream on that lap. Strategy at its finest. Strategy at its finest indeed. Gonna be a little while before everyone finishes. It looks like everyone that's finishing is on the lead lap. We were catching up to a couple of cars to lap at the end, but... Yeah. Could be here for a while waiting for everyone to finish. So, with that said, good race. I'm going to see what daily races are coming up. I think there's one coming up soon. Daily races. What have we got? GTE fixed at Fuji or prototype trophy in 12 minutes. Gotta have a little break. Yeah, let's see. Prototype trophy. Dave's got a love you by hate you. Hey, I told you beforehand it was gonna be possible. I told you. Um, hmm. Prototype trophy. Ooh, this is multi-class. Hmm. Not with your heavy right foot. Dave, that's a skill issue. But fair play in the second place. uh, hmm. Yeah, I think we'll try this. Um, what will I do it in? LMP2 or GT3? Let's try LMP2. Yeah, let's go LMP2. But yeah, we're just gonna have a moment to relax as this starts in 10 minutes. In fact, while we wait, um, let's do the Art of Rally daily event. How about that? Take this off for a moment. Dave, you messed up quali. I messed up quali too. Well, you were in front of me. You were starting P10. I was a second up on my delta, and then I lost like 6 to 8 tenths in the Porsche curves. I could have been maybe P4 if I like got the Porsche curves right. P6 if I did it as good as I did on the first lap. So, and I started 12th instead. Oh, you didn't offer the Porsche curves and the flat spot made your hands numb, as was Freiburg that bad? Ooh. But I mean, if you did that early enough in the session, you could have pitted and got a new set of tyres. 12th place, 4% on Wednesday in our last one. Let's see today. Group B, Sardinia. 6 kilometre gravel stage in the rain. You soldiered on. I mean, I give up a lap. You know, I didn't do a third flying lap to save fuel in the car, not run as heavy. Thank you, Dave. as I said, well done on the P2. A lot of people made mistakes in that race. Maybe pushing a little too hard, seeing my strategy. But you didn't make mistakes and you stole a P2 with it. Not sure what car this is, but it's quite well balanced. It's not ideal running a bit wide there. Maybe getting a little too confident now. There's finish 222.1. Oh, only 15. 43rd. Top 15%. Felt like a clean, good run, but I guess it wasn't quick. Oh well. Wasn't too bad. But yeah, it felt like that was better. We'll swap back to LMU anyway. And do a daily race. I will update. Still 4 minutes. Grid filling up a little bit. GT3 seemed to be the more popular class. Maybe that's a good thing. Oh, that's how you spell safety. So I'm just updating description and title for some daily racing. save. So here we are. Ah, yes, Townsend in the other BMW had damage to repair. So yeah, get underway in a moment. Again, going in with no practice. So yes, any minute now, or we can see in about now 10 seconds, should be able to get joining. I should probably put my wheel back on. That would be beneficial. Can't go racing the thing. Oh, fuels it 2 times for this. Interesting. Won't be able to fuel save in the LMP2 because it has, with its fuel tank, at Le Mans, the LMP2 can match the GT3s in the hypercars in terms of distance on fuel, but has a 75-litre fuel tank there. Every other track, it only gets 63 litres. That's a 12 litres less. And as such, it can't go as far as the hypercars in GT3s. It's a bit shorter. So yeah. So hopefully load in, because I do want to get a practice lap in. Of course, LMP2's no ABS. We will have a couple of 3 splits across the field. Yep. I didn't see what it is. Tire warmers on. No, tire warmers are not on. So that's something different with the beginner races. See, unfortunately, this lap practice not as relevant. As it was in the GT3 and the GT races we've done previously. Guy behind me has a lot more grip. Seems like both cars do. Of course, not fixed setup this series. Accidental track limits there. Oh, practice pit entry. That's actually clever. So it is. Or no, it is fixed setup. So it is. We need 5 laps of fuel, I would say. Yeah, slightly longer qualifying, 8 minutes. Rather than 5 minutes. Gives a little bit more time to warm the tires up. Only get 2 sets of tires, which is interesting. So one will be used in qualifying, the other used to start the race. But if you want to change tires in the race, which for a 30-minute race you won't want to, you would need to be on quali used. Well, that's track limits. Pretty sure I kept the right-hand side tires in the white line. Oh well. Well, that's reason to not push too hard on this lap. Need to brake a little bit earlier for turn 3. A little too tight on the inside. Of course, Portimao love corners. Very difficult track on the tires. Pushing the track limits through T1. Little bit wide of the apex, but not by too much. That's a hairpin. A little bit wide for the apex here. Don't validate the lap on the exit. So through the final corner. Current pool time is 136.1. Definitely not going to beat that. 137.9 puts us P5 at the moment. Though there's probably time to find. A little bit quicker through the first sector. Not a lot though. A little bit deeper into the hairpin. Little hint of a lockup. Too slow on the apex there. Minimum speed was too low. Trying to lock up the right front tire. Better exit there, not running wide and hitting the apex. Can push the braking zone here a little bit more. Try and hold it flat. I nearly did. Had to take a little lift. Will improve by a tenth and a half. Won't get us any further up the grid, but might help solidify what's now P6. One final lap to try and improve upon. Four tenths up. Potential for P4 here. Carried a little bit more speed through the apex there, but didn't carry so much speed into the corner. I just snatched the front right tire and could not get it unlocked. We'll need a bit of a miracle to make the time back up now. I'll just practice a pit entry. Oh, that's definitely speeding. Alright, let's not speed in the race. And down to P7 now. Out of 11. 27 GT3s. Full grid of cars, that makes it. Really here, we just want another clean race, it must be said, because, of course, having just gone to silver rank in terms of safety rating, we could very easily lose it and go back down to bronze if this race isn't clean. What's the top time? 136.1. Let's say 137. I need to do a little fuel calculation. 137.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
19 laps. We can do 13 here. Apparently. So if we needed 19, that's 6 more. How much is 6 laps? It's about 28 litres. We'll take new tyres, of course. And yeah, we'll scroll this down. We'll maybe try fuel saving a little bit. So from 7th on the grid out of 11 drivers, we are ranked 8th. 8th out of the field.
Lap has started.
Though looking at some of the numbers behind us, I think that includes GT3s as well. Waiting for the green light.
Green flag, green flag.
Very poor start from the car on our left-hand side. They were thinking about 4 wide into T1. Bit of a snap there. Try and keep this car boxed in. Isn't going to be able to go the long way round. We're up to P6. That was quite wide. The car behind thought about poking its nose in, but that would not have been clever. Again, they're thinking about it. And so the spike car. He's just going to go right round the outside of them. Not had the cleanest of opening lap. Well, it's a clean opening lap, but not the quickest. Of course, since there's no virtual energy in these cars, we can't see what sort of compare ourselves to other people. Just a little too wide there. Try not to lock up as we get the car into the apex. Again, just snatched the front right tire. Not as badly this lap as I did in qualifying, but snatching it at all is not ideal. Yellow flag behind us. I looked away for a moment and found myself running really wide. And they get 3 track limit points, and these invalid laps obviously don't help with our safety ranking. Yeah, go be careful with the front right. Just snatching the front right, having not practiced any fuel saving. I'm making just little mistakes trying to do it. Giving up a place there. But hey, maybe we'll get back on strategy. We will see a pit stop this race. Maybe just having someone follow is going to be helpful. Now they run out a little bit wide. I have another car up behind us now. Too tight there on the inside. A little bit of rear locking there. Yeah, I can brake later than that. Again, that front right tire. car in front. Just breaking away from us. Car behind closed in, coming into the final corner, but then had to drop back on the apex. Clear that track limit thing with lift and coast. Car runs into the back of us there on the apex. Better on the brakes into the hairpin here. That was alright. Still feel like it could be better. Oh, we're looking at 18 lap race at the moment. Okay, I hooked the car on the inside of that curb and helped rotate car. L2 there on the brakes. L2 there turning into the left-hander there. I think I'm losing too much time trying to save the fuel here. Don't think I'm going to make it back in the pit strategy. It's not necessarily because I'm trying to fuel save. I'm just making lots of little mistakes. You know, I could be going quicker while saving as much fuel. But because my driving's just sort of so mediocre at the moment, I'm just losing too much time. I still set personal best despite being nowhere near the apex of that left-hander last lap. Shows you just how much time I've been losing so far this race. Now we're by half a second up on our delta. Yeah, that's about 3 seconds we've lost this race so far. If we've just been giving up half a second every lap. There's another 10th. right front just not liking the little bit of brake force I put in there. Coming up on a straggling GT3 now. I think we're maybe looking at P8 finish this race. P7 if we can obviously keep the car behind us. Look at the time we gained through the penultimate corner that lap. Good start to this lap for another 2/10. Of course, go find time as the fuel burns off. With 2 times fuel usage, deep into the hairpin gives up 1/2 tenth. It says 20 liters of fuel required. Little lock up there, but got the tire to unlock. Looking at GT3 traffic coming up fairly soon. See how the rear just twisted out there. That's the rear tires locking. Oh, I don't know if I quite got the speed there. Oh, some other people are trying this strategy as well. That wasn't quite in. Oh, there's still a bit of time there. Yeah, running alternate strategy here, trying to stay out of GT3 traffic. And I think I've put enough fuel in to run flat out to the end of the race. That's the theory. The idea is that for the next couple of laps, we're going to be able to push flat out. The other LMP2s won't be able to. They're stuck in GT3 traffic. Oh, this was the leader in LMP2 behind me now. I've probably damaged my tires too much to keep up with them. Also, yes, the pit entry was legal. I was really worried of a penalty there because I thought I was definitely over, but... Game has deemed it okay. So yeah, we're hoping that the GT3 cars pit in a couple of laps, which I think they'll have to. Now we do have this little pack that are a bit behind. The LMP2s have had a crash here, and that's the former leader going for a spin. Minutes left. Oh, that's another car off into the gravel. And the next car in front of that, the silver one, hasn't pitted, apparently, according to the Race Labs overlay, the relative on the left-hand side. You see no yellow box. Just wrong place, wrong time. We've been jumped. Pretty sure that's the P2 we were fighting before we pitted. So strategy hasn't quite paid out, and that time loss is allowing the former leader to catch up to us. Seems like that's the first gear corner. Ah, nothing. If I braked any harder, I was just going to lock up there and go into them anyway. That's annoying. I was thinking by the inside there on the Mercedes. Oh, one car in the pits here, but they're just coming to pit exit, I'm pretty sure. So we're in P7 now. Which is where we were when we pitted. I think everyone in the P2 class has pitted now. Got a car 3.2 seconds behind us. We'll see if we can hold on to this. Six minutes to go. 4 laps. GT3 going slowly in front. Give them a bit of space just in case, but they were being pretty safe. Pretty well behaved. I assume having damage. GT3s haven't pitted yet. We can't run flat out to the end. Yes, I used 4.5 for my calculations. We're using 4.6. Shouldn't be a lot of fuel saving. You know, the only worry is it's going to throw me off my rhythm. Looks like our pace is going to be good enough to hold on to P6 now. Didn't see when we got to P6. Car get more understeering. Brake too late there. This Porsche GT3 just out of the pits. But still being really slow. Interesting. You thought they would have fixed whatever issues they had. Aston driving off the track on the inside. That's odd. Final lap of the race now with 4.5 litres. So we should be good to make it to the end. Oh, that fuel saving caused me to lock up. Has flat spotted the tires a little bit. But now I'm a bit more cautious of making it to the end of the race. Yeah, first gear much better out of there. I have a couple of GT3 cars to pass. That was a rude send. But if I didn't go for it, I think the P2 would have passed me. Good exit. So they can't just go for a cheeky lunge to the inside. And yeah, despite that last lap scare, we will hold on to P6 in the end. Oh, we were actually very close. I think P5 ran out of fuel. Oh. Tough race. Tough race, that one. Yeah, ooh, half a second in it. Missed P5 by, but yeah, that was... Ooh. That was a good... Alright race. I don't know. I don't think I quite... But I didn't drive very well. I wasn't... The strategy wasn't quite right. Right. Yeah, alright race. Definitely, yeah, I mean, look at the best laps. Nowhere. My best lap's nowhere. And it's not like Owen validated a really good lap. Just didn't really have the pace in the end, to be honest. But yeah, that is going to do it for today's stream. Been going for just over 2.5 hours. We maybe could try and quickly jump into another one, but it's a little bit late. It's after 10 o'clock. I'm a little tired, a little warm. Of course, our results. Up, here we go. One position gained. We lose a little, just 1%. Oh yeah, that quality one. Yeah, we did hurt our safety rating from that. That wasn't ideal. Most clean laps, a few contacts, but 3. One was a double arrow though. I assume that was the car that spun and I locked up and I just couldn't avoid. I think that's also the person that said something in chat. 2 invalid laps. So yeah, we still gain a little bit of safety rank, but yeah, I'm not as worried about the ranks now. As long as we don't drop down to bronze, that's just my biggest concern. But yeah, that is where we sit, and that is going to do it for today's stream. Yeah, taking the victory at Le Mans, all on strategy. Great strategy, made it work. Knew it was gonna be possible, and yeah, it was just that significantly better, so much better. It's like not even close. Yeah. All that's really said there. Yeah, we did get helped by the McLaren in the first stint. If we didn't have the McLaren, it would have been a bit more difficult. We wouldn't have won by as much, but we still would have done it. We didn't have slipstream in the second or third stints, and hey, look, we did. We still had plenty of gap. I'd say 20 seconds is what the gap should have been had people at the pace we were seeing, had they maximized the 3-stop strategy. 20 seconds. Let's say 5 seconds in the first end. It's still 15 seconds. I don't think we gained 20 seconds. Because look, we came out behind the McLaren in both the stints. Okay, we lost a few seconds. We didn't even lose 5 seconds. Let alone anything close. So yeah, I think definitely one-stop strategy is a better strategy. Very good strategy there. Yeah, taking that position. And yeah, first silver intermediate daily race on the Mon Ultimate. A tough one, but we got an all right results. Yeah, tough one. Just learning the car track combo. Having had no practice, then trying to figure out strategy with the 2 times fuel usage. Yeah, not my finest race, but hey, we give it our best shot. I'll be back on Wednesday for another LMU race, our Wednesday series, another one with 2 times fuel usage, but also 2 times tire wear. 45-minute race, and this week we are heading around Monza, so that will be a tricky one. Having had a streak of second places so far in the first half of the season, and now into the second half, can we keep it up? Well, I'll see on Wednesday, but yeah, that'll be live from 8 p.m. UK time on Wednesday. And then the next stream after that will probably be the Wednesday after, with the next round of it, since I'm going to be away for the weekend at Silverstone, at the Silverstone Festival. So no streams over the weekend. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Had quite a few people lurking and a few people chatting a bit. Thank you, Geeky, being around. Thank you, Artie, Fionn, Nares, and Dave. Good race. Well done on second place again if you're still around. Yeah, thank you all for being here, and thank you to those that are lurking and watching the VOD back. Hope you all enjoyed. Hopefully, I'll see you all on Wednesday. If not, whenever after that, the next Wednesday after. But yeah, until then, have a good continuation of your week. Good Tuesday, good Wednesday, good rest of your week. If I'm not seeing you on Wednesday, to your weekend. But yeah, until next time, take care. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Till then, take care. Bye bye.